Pressure is high at P1. Why means? Because area is less here, area of cross section. Here, area of cross section is more, so pressure is less. So, because P and area, pressure and area of cross section is both are inversely proportional to each other. Understand? Karthik, Rohit? Yes? All of you?
Sir.
Yeah. So now we have found one. That is what? Work done by the fluid pressure. Then what else next? Work done by gravity. So we have to find that one. So work done by gravity. So gravity is a what, guys? Anybody can tell? Gravity is a what force? Gravity is a what force? Gravity is a what force, Ra? Conservative force, non-conservative force? Seriala? Gravity is a what? Conservative or non-conservative force? For those non-conservative force, only the frictional force. Am I right?
Sir.
Then what? So can you tell me work done by conservative force is equals to something you might be learned long back. Conservative forces. Any one of you? Something kinetic energy, potential energy while studying them you might be remember. Work done by conservative forces is equals to something. Any one of you? Unless you says I cannot be. What is the use of them studying? Work done by conservative forces is equals to something. That is what? Minus of change in potential energy. Now at least try to remember. All of you? Or the change in potential energy equals to minus of work done by conservative forces. Now at least bulb is glowing or not? Everybody? All of you? Yes, the same thing here. So work done by conservative forces is equals to minus of change in potential energy, or the change in potential energy equals to minus of work done by conservation of forces. So as we know, gravitational force is a work conservation force. So work done by the gravity is equals to minus of change in potential energy. So now minus of what is the change in potential energy? Final potential energy minus initial potential energy. Any problem? Anybody? Understand? Yes. What is the final potential energy? Anybody? It is initially it is at from A to B. So this is the initial potential energy. What is the final potential energy? From A dash to A dash to A dash to B dash. Because observe, see this much every time I'm drawing for only for your purpose only. So now initially it is at A. So which is at H1 height. Okay. Now it is A move to A1 dash. Definitely it is height little changes. So kind of pressure will changes or not. Let me take this is H1, this is H1 dash. Same way this is A and this is A dash. Same way now B. So B is at some other height. This is what H2. So now it will move to B dash. So definitely there is a little increase in height. So that is what H2 dash. So from A to B is the initial potential energy. From A dash to B dash, it is the final potential energy. Is it right, guys? Speak, guys. Yes or no? So
Yes.
minus of final potential energy is from A dash to final potential energy is from where to where, everybody? Initial potential energy is final potential energy from where to where? A dash to B dash minus of initial potential energy from A to B. So minus of minus will be turn up. It will get it initial potential energy minus final potential energy. Any problem, guys? Anybody? Ask me, guys. Please respond. Everybody? Yes, no. So now all of you observe initial potential energy, that alone I am considering the pipe. Be very careful. So initial potential energy, it is moving from A to B. Only that alone you consider. A to B. So A to B is moving means, so middle there is another one if you are moving. What is that? Call it as only A to B. A to B alone you verify it. What is that? Everybody. First A to A dash, then from A dash to B. So initial potential energy is equals to A to A dash plus A dash to B minus of final potential energy. What is the final potential energy? A dash to B dash. A dash to B dash. So that what will happen, anybody? A dash to B dash means middle what is there? B is there. So what will happen? Anyone can tell? A dash to B plus B to B dash. Okay, va? Understand, Ara? Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is what it is. So I'll write that one. So that is what initial final potential energy is A dash to B plus B to B dash. So now I'll make it initial potential energy A to A dash plus A dash to B minus of A dash to B minus of B to B dash. So now A dash to B will get cancelled. Finally is equals to A to A dash minus B to B dash. Any problem for anyone? You can ask. Okay, guys. Yes, please. All of you? Yes. So we all know potential energy equals to mgh. So from A to A dash, mass moving is delta m. G value remains constant. H is what? A to A dash. H is equals to h1 minus here delta m into G into h to h dash, B to B dash is h2. So which is equals to delta m into G into h1 minus h2. Any problem for anybody till here? You can ask me, or else this is the work done by the gravity. Work done by the gravity is equals to, see, even gravity, by reading gravity you will understand it. Work done by gravity is what energy? Potential energy or kinetic energy? Everybody, it is the work done by gravity is what energy, guys? Potential energy. Understanding? So working against two, you can see work done by gravity if you are taking, keep on taking above, the potential energy increases. So that is what we got it now. So we got already potential energy, we got it. And work done by the gravity and work done by the fluid pressure we got. So what is our equation 1? All of you verify. What is our equation 1? Work done by the fluid pressure plus work done by the gravity is equals to change in kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy. Usually the fluid height moving from first, if you're not understand, once again I say, observe very carefully. First from A to B, that is what middle A dash is there. Then from A dash to B dash, that is how the potential energy height will changes. So from A to B means A to A dash plus A dash to B. Then from A dash to B dash means A dash to B, then from B to B dash. That is what is the total initial and total final potential energy. Understand, Amma?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is what. Now, so we found it, work done by the fluid pressure, we found it. Work done by the gravity, we found it. So what else remaining? Change in.
Kinetic energy.
That's all. So let us find change in kinetic energy now. So what is change in kinetic energy? Anybody tell? What is change in kinetic energy? Final kinetic energy minus
Initial
initial kinetic energy. So now, what is the final kinetic energy? Anybody can tell? It is moving from A to A dash and here from B to B dash. So what is the final kinetic energy? K A dash B dash minus initial kinetic energy K A to B. Do you understand, everyone? So that is what. So final kinetic energy is K to A dash B dash minus initial kinetic energy K to A to B. So now you speak correctly and tell me from A dash to B dash. A dash to B dash, like same way like potential energy we have done. So what is the kinetic energy? A dash to B dash. What will happen, everybody? K A dash B plus K potential energy of from B to B dash. Understanding? Then from A to B, middle A dash will be there. So what is the kinetic energy from A to B? Anybody? Kinetic energy of A to A dash plus from A dash to B. So which I make it, if I remove the bracket, so what will happen? This both will get cancelled. A dash and K A dash will get cancelled. So we'll get K B dash minus K A dash. So what is the velocity at B point? Verify, everybody. Velocity at B point. What is that? Velocity at B point what? Velocity at A point. Velocity at A point is V1. Velocity at B point is what? Everybody.
V2.
So what is the kinetic energy formula? Kinetic energy equals to half mv square. So half m means what? Delta m, because delta m is the mass which is flowing. So into velocity is v2 square minus half into delta m into v1 square. So this is what is the change in kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy. So we got all the equations. Now you substitute it, that's all. So what will happen, everybody? Work done by fluid pressure plus work done by gravity plus, which is equals to change in kinetic energy. So tell me one by one. So work done by fluid pressure is equals to delta m by rho into P1 minus P2 plus work done by gravity what? Just now we have done. What is the work done by gravity? Speak, guys. Delta m into, if you say it is very easy, delta m mg into h1 minus h2. Is it right? Delta mg
Yes,
into h1 minus h2, which is equals to, what is the change in kinetic energy? Everybody. Change in kinetic
Half
energy. Half delta m, I'll take it common. Half delta m common. V2 square minus V1 square.
V1.
So V2 square minus V1 square. Now, everywhere something is common, you can strike out. What is that, anybody? Delta m. Delta m. Now, everywhere I will take this row, I will send this side, density. So what will happen, everybody? This will become P1 minus P2 plus this row will come here. Am I right, guys? Rho into H1 minus H2, which is equals to, is it right? G also there, forgot it. G. And this row I am bringing this side. Okay, brothers? Rho into V2 square, half is there. Half into rho into V2 square minus V1 square. Okay, va? Ellame clear? Understood, guys? That's all. Now, P1 minus P2 plus rho G H1 minus rho G H2 is equals to half into rho into V2 square, velocity minus half into rho into V1 square. Now arrange all the terms, everybody. What is the terms it is there? All bring one terms this side and P2 will go this side. Rho GH also will come this side. So what will happen? P1 plus rho GH1. P1 plus rho GH1 plus this will come this side plus half into rho V1 square, which equals to this side. P2 will come this side. So P2 plus rho GH minus rho GH will come this side plus rho GH2 plus half into rho into V2 square. This is only call it as a Bernoulli's equation. Verify your yesterday's class and today's class also. That is only call it as a Bernoulli's equation. Am I right or wrong? Verify it, everybody. All of you understand?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes,
So, here. So 4 pages derivation. This is only I can say P plus rho GH plus half rho V square is equals to constant. So now this is only known it as, what is to call, everybody? What is to call? Bernoulli's equation. Clear, everyone? So if I consider V1 is equals to V2 equals to 0. So means it is a fluid of what? Anybody? What fluid it is? Static fluid. Static fluid. Then P plus rho GH plus half rho V square is equals to, P1 H1 V1. P2 plus rho GH2 plus half rho V2 square. So if velocity, if it is a static fluid, what will happen? Term will become, anybody? This term will become what? Speak loudly. 0. So P1 plus rho GH1 is equals to P2 plus rho GH2. So I will say this one as P1 will come this side, it will come this side. So now you can see. So what will happen? P2 minus P1 is equals to rho GH1 minus rho GH2, which is equals to rho G into H1 minus H2. Will you all agree with me? This is only starting today's class also I taught you. Static pressure. If it is a static fluid, P2 minus P1 is equals to rho G into H1 minus H2. Will you all agree with me, guys? Everybody understanding? If it
Yeah.
is the static fluid, if it is the static fluid, this is what. So if it is a moving fluid, this is what. We have many applications of this Bernoulli's theorem. So definitely next 2 classes we are going to study that. That is a major concepts. If it is over, then most probably I'm trying to finish by this weekend. But I'm having very big schedules, programs and all, many things are there. That's what the reason. I'm not at all having time to, what we can say, even lunch also. So that is a problem. So anyhow, I hope you all understand the derivation. But remember, this derivation is very important for school exams also. But this is not an easy derivation. But have you understand everybody how simplify I have been made? So you please try to solve once again, and then you will understand it very simply. Okay, everybody. So now, so if I consider conservation of according to law of conservation of energy, let us wind up now fastly. So according to law of conservation of energy, so every moving fluid, a flowing fluid is having how many pressures? Anybody? A flowing fluid is having how many pressures? All of you. 3 types of energies. Do you understand, everyone? So what is the 3 types of energies? First one, speak loudly. One is P. Second one is what? Rho GH. Third one is what? Half rho V square, which is always remains what? Everybody equals to constant. Okay. So then what is this P? This is only I'm going to say you now. So the first one, P, is actually pressure energy, or actually it is a pressure force. So pressure energy or force per unit volume. That is what is actually P. So if I consider there is a pipe where the pressure is P and area is A. So if the liquid is moving, a displacement of X, for example, I'm saying, then all of you observe work done by pressure fluid. Pressure force you take, not fluid. Pressure force or energy both are equal because amount of work done is equals to amount of energy observed. So work done by the pressure force is equals to force into displacement. So what is the force applied? F, and displacement is what? X. So what is the force is equals to? Anybody? Pressure is equals to force by area. So force is equals to what? Pressure into area. Pressure into area. So I will say work done by the pressure force is equals to P into A into X. Am I right, guys? All of you? Speak loudly, guys. Understand, Amma? So work done by the pressure force, please wrote it, is equals to PAX. So we all knows that from the law of conservation of energy, or from the 9th class, again I'm saying, work done by the body, note it, work done by the body is equals to energy consumed or released by the body, always equal. That is what I'm saying. Work done by pressure force is equals to pressure energy divided by volume. That is what pressure energy is PAX divided by what is the volume it has been made? Area into X. That is what? Volume is equals to A into S. S means H. Clear? So A is S. S means what? X. So which is equals to AX. So AX will get cancelled. What is the pressure? Pressure is equals to what? Everybody? P. So what is this pressure? Anybody? Pressure fluid. This P means what? Everybody? Pressure fluid. Okay. So what is that? Pressure energy per unit volume. Note it, everybody. Pressure energy per unit volume is P. Next. Second one is potential energy. Second term, potential energy. What is the term actually? Rho GH. Sorry, enna sorry. Let us see. Potential energy. This is also same. Means potential energy per volume. Potential energy per volume. Note it, everybody. So potential energy per volume, mass by volume is equals to something. Anybody can tell? Mass by volume is equals to what? Density. So rho GH. Understand, brother? How it will come?
Yes, sir.
Potential energy per volume. Volume. Third one. Kinetic energy. So kinetic energy half mv square. Half mv square. Kinetic energy per volume. Kinetic energy per volume. So kinetic energy is half mv square per volume. Volume I will put capital V array. Again confusion. Sorry. So volume capital V. So mass per again volume. What is mass per volume? Mass per volume.
Density.
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 Mass per volume. Mass per volume is density. So that what is the formula will come? What is the formula will come? Half into rho into V square. Am I right? So verify all the three. Same three we have. So every moving fluid we have a three pressures. What is that? Pressure of force. Second one is what? Potential energy. Third one is what? Kinetic energy. Understand, everybody? So that is the reason the total energy, last statement, the total energy of a ideal fluid which is in a streamline flow is remains what? All of you. Is remains what? Remains understanding all of you? Which is equals to remains constant. That is only call it as a what theorem? Everybody. Bernoulli's theorem. That is what you have to remember. Okay, everyone. So anybody having any doubt, you can ask me. This is what we used to call it as. What is to call? All of you? Bernoulli's equation and the theorem proof for Bernoulli's theorem. So tomorrow's class, we are going to study the applications of Bernoulli's theorem. And mostly tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So I hope you all clear. Anyone having any doubt till here, you can ask me. This much big is all about the Bernoulli's theorem. Clear, everyone? Brothers, any doubt? Princey? Narayan? Clear? Aksha? Yes?
Understood.
Yeah. So finish it and wake up and again you try to solve one time without seeing so that it is easy. Then we'll see that mostly this month. Still we have 4 days. We'll finish it. This chapter, if not possible, but definitely by this weekend, then we'll go with the third chapter. Because by January, we have to finish 4. That is our target. If possible, more than that. Okay, guys. Then only 3. Then we'll finish in January. February, we'll go with the 12th class. Thank you, everyone. Show your interest. This is the time to prepare for NEET or JEE. Later, you'll never get time because you have to prepare for board exam. So kindly spend time and do it. That is what is my expectation. So expecting everybody will wake up and do it. Thank you, all of you. We'll meet in tomorrow's class.